So I want to talk a little bit about the role of the director in the production process. Ideally, the director is the artistic head of the production. All of the artistic decisions, after collaborating with designers and everything, ultimately the last word is the director's. The director reads the play and he decides how he wants to tell the story. How am I going to put this play on stage? And and respect the playwright's story and tell the story to an audience. How am I going to do that? At the very beginning of the process, the director has to meet with the people who are going to be helping him because this is not a process that you try to take on individually. It's impossible. You can't work alone as a director. So you enlist the help of people who are going to make the production work. First, you have to find a producer. A producer is the money man. The producer is the person who finds a way to raise the money to produce the show. Here at Sumter Little Theater, I mentioned our producing status a little while ago. We are a non-professional, non-profit community theater. The most important element of that description is that we are non-profit. What does that mean? We produce plays here. When we produce plays, we raise money to cover all of the production costs. When we produce the play, we sell tickets. The money that comes in from the production of that play goes back into the theater. It does not go into anyone's pocket. It goes into the theater. We are a self-sustaining organization in that way, except it's very important to get assistance from funding sources. And as a nonprofit organization, we are able to do that. Nonprofit organizations are able to apply for grants from various sources around the country. The biggest one, and we'll talk about this later, is the National Endowment for the Arts. That is a federally supported arts organization that serves arts groups across the country. On the state level, we have the South Carolina Arts Commission. As a nonprofit organization, arts organization in South Carolina, I can apply to the South Carolina Arts Commission for funding. On the local level, we have the Sumter County Cultural Commission. The Cultural Commission has a grants program for arts organizations in Sumter County, and we can apply for grants from the Cultural Commission. So in that way, we are able to get money from the government, basically. But we also get money from the private sector. Every year we have a fundraising campaign called a season member drive, a season ticket drive. And basically that's the time when you, as an audience, can purchase a season ticket, which will give you a certain number of tickets to each production, not performance, production. Say we at Sumter Little Theater are doing, just this past year, we did the 25th annual Putnam County Spelling Bee. We did 8 performances. Season ticket holders were able to purchase that season ticket and typically get a ticket, an individual ticket for one performance. Now, on different levels, depending on the amount of money you want to contribute, you are able to come to more, depending on the level of membership that you purchase. There are also very generous individuals in the community who support us because they are happy that we are here. Um, and we appreciate them so much. They are uh, aware that our role here is in improving the quality of life in the community, making it better, and they appreciate what we do. So, for that reason, they support us and they support us generously. An important thing to note is that because Sumter Little Theater is a nonprofit organization, contributions made by private citizens, corporations, are tax deductible. Now, I'm not sure about the level of the deduction nowadays because things have changed, but if you give us a contribution and do not expect anything in return, that contribution is tax deductible. Corporations have to make some charitable contributions every year for that purpose. And for that reason, large corporations in Sumter, and there are a few, um, give money to Sumter Little Theater. When we receive that money, we write a letter stating that your charitable contribution is greatly appreciated. Nonprofit organizations like Sumter Little Theater rely on the generosity of people like you. Thank you very much. They can use that when they make their tax filing for the year to show that they have made a charitable contribution to a nonprofit organization. Other nonprofit organizations that you probably know about, the ASPCA, um, Save the Children, all of those, they always um, announce. If you see the appeals from these groups on television, they will say that your tax deductible contribution can be made. It's the same thing. Now, very quickly, I want to compare nonprofits to for-profit theater. When we talk about for-profit theater, we're talking about Broadway. That is for-profit professional theater. For-profit. In the Broadway world, you have producers who raise money or who have money who want to invest in the production. On the Broadway scale, producers are investors. They invest money in the production in hopes that it is successful. If it is successful, they will get a return on their investment. That's how it works. As you can imagine, Broadway shows cost a lot of money. So if it is a producer that has the resources to produce a show, or a producer who has to actually go out and get support from other individuals who have resources to support the Broadway show, that money is considered an investment. And these people are going to inspect to get a return on that investment. The wheels of the Broadway machine are big because you have to handle all sorts of contracts, and that's the responsibility of the producer. Designers, directors, choreographers, actors, prop people, all of them have to be under contract because all of them are members of unions, and union membership requires contractual agreements. That's the responsibility of a producer. On this level, community theater, we don't handle contracts. It is rare that we ever enter into any sort of contractual agreement with anybody. You come to us, you want to work with us, we say thank you very much, give you a slice of pizza and produce a show. I'll be right back.